Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 29th. We're just going to jump right in here, Capricorn. And you have this card that says right on time. It says finalize and tie up loose ends. You also have this card that says when you stop time, you'll decide to walk away. You know better. I do feel like some of you, you've been getting this message for a while of like walking away from a person or a past person. So, clearly you could be doing that. You could be seeing this person get karma as well with the Justice card and the Nine of Swords even showing up here. Could have been a fire sign, could have been any sign, but, again, I feel like you could be, seeing that happen. I also kind of get this feeling of, you have the Justice card, Nine of Swords, and the King of Wands. What I would say about that Nine of Swords is clearly something has to change, and in your life. Like, things have been the same for too long. The Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. It doesn't even, I personally, I do consider the Nine of Swords to be the worst card in the tarot. I know some people say the Tower or the Ten of Swords, but to me, the Nine of Swords is worse. And, but at the same time, I don't consider tarot to be good or bad. To me, it's loose guidance at best, and you control your own reality, so that's all that matters. But what I would say is that sometimes I don't think the Nine of Swords is all that bad. It just, sometimes we can be doing something for too long, and we just need to make a change. And I kind of get that feeling for you, where it's like something has to change in your life, or you're hoping that something can kind of come to end, or you can have some sort of change. And I feel like you just see it as justice. Like if you could leave your current job and just snap your fingers and get your dream job, I feel you would feel that the universe is providing you with justice. If you could, completely let go of some past person and, find that perfect person, you would feel that it's justice. So it's kind of weird how justice is popping into my head, because it's almost like it's popping into my head as like Nine of Cups, like a wish, that's more the energy that I get from this Justice card. But, it's the Justice card, so it's not a wish, but it kind of is. It's like you see it as something that you deserve. Maybe that's a better way to put it. You have the Nine of Swords, so clearly this is something that has to come to an end. I always say, normally he has a comfort blanket, this blanket on his lap on the Nine of Swords, and it represents a comfort blanket. And so sometimes we can be in a cycle, and it's just like not uncomfortable enough, and that's why we don't make a change, right? Is because we haven't experienced any discomfort. I think the goal of life is to prevent that from happening. I think the goal of life should be to see like, oh, I always get to a certain amount of money, then I rack up a certain amount of bills, and then I get uncomfortable, and that makes me make more money. So instead of getting into that cycle, number one, can you get control of your spending? Number two, can you just make more money, right? And stop getting comfortable making a certain amount of money, right? It's like I've actually known a lot of people in business that make a lot of money, but they're actually not wealthy because they might seem wealthy on the surface, but it comes in, it goes out immediately, right? It goes to their Lamborghini or their giant house or whatever, right? So it's like they seem wealthy, but they actually have no money in reality, right? They're making a lot of money, but it goes out just as quickly as it comes in. And so again, I think the goal of life is to, number one, create balance, but again, number one, get a handle on your bills or, whatever else. And, also just, those people are also maybe capable of making more money, but they get to that comfort zone where it's like it's coming in, it's going out, but they're kind of in this comfort zone. And so I hope that makes sense. This could happen in relationships as well. It's like you can get into a relationship. It's like not good, not bad, but you have a person and you don't want to be alone. And that's how we get stuck in the Nine of Swords. So it's almost like you're waking up to this is what I feel, Capricorn. You have the King of Wands. It's weird. I almost feel like this is a new person. You go like this. You go to the Page of Wands, which would be a new person. Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor, King of Cups, very loving person. Probably someone who's very wise as well with that King of Swords. So it could be any sign that's coming in for you. You have fire, water, you have air showing up here as well, so take it how it resonates, but this could be a new person. I also feel this could just be a new beginning for you, but I don't know. I feel personally, I don't want to just stumble over my words here, but I feel like this reading is saying you need to have a new beginning, especially like in work or business or career. With the Justice card, you have the Knight of Cups. Yes, this is your justice. Like if you could snap your fingers and have the perfect thing, exactly what I said at the beginning of the reading. We go down to the Knight of Cups here. It could be a Knight in Shining Armor. Again, for those of you looking for love, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be a very strong connection. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Emperor. Here you go. Definitely could be attracting like a Emperor type person. I also feel, Capricorn, that you could just be in this bossing up type of energy. It's almost impossible. Pluto is retrograding back into your sign this year. It's kind of like, I wouldn't really call this second chance energy, but it's like if there are any things that you didn't allow to die during Pluto and Capricorn, like the last 20 years, it's almost like you're getting a second chance to revisit some things that maybe you want to change about yourself or about your life or about just repeating cycles or things that you want to allow to die. And that's really intuitively what I feel like you're taking control of between like now and the end of the year before Pluto officially moves into Aquarius. And I just feel like you're bossing up. With the King of Wands, and you could be attracting an Aries into your life, by the way. With the King of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, you could have dealt with lying, cheating, stealing, of course, and in a past connection, and it's like now you're moving away from it. So, I feel like you're just moving on to bigger and better things, just in general, not even just love. Next, in what you need to hear right now, you have this travel card. It says you're attracting positive movement or travel that will bring you your desires to fruition. You have this divine intervention. It says angels are working behind the scenes to assist you in a miracle you've requested. I literally said that. That it's like you've asked for something and I feel like you're getting it, or it's almost like this snapping the fingers type of energy here. I don't think we just get things in life, of course not, but it's almost like you are just getting something. But again, I feel this is something you've made sacrifices for. You've probably put the work in for it. So again, I don't think the universe just rewards us for no reason, but it's almost like this reading is saying you're getting some sort of karmic reward with that Justice card. Again, I think that sometimes, like, I don't know, I hear from people all the time, they go through a difficult relationship and they think that they're owed something because of it. They're like, am I going to get my karma? Like, well, did you learn from it? It's like, to get your karma, to get something good from a bad relationship, first off, you have to forgive yourself and the situation. Second, you have to realize, like, what did you learn? If you can see what you learned from the situation, then yes, you will get your positive karma. And again, I feel like some of you, that's what's going on here, is like you see what happened, you see the mistakes, you see what you did, you see what they did, and now you're getting some sort of karmic reward. You have the Hangman, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. I really see this Page of Wands as just a new beginning. I'll show you here. You go to the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Swords. That Ten of Swords is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So it doesn't matter what shows up in this row. It's going to be good no matter what. And the Ten of Swords would be like a blessing or a blessing in disguise, or kind of like, something good happening after a difficult period of time. And that's really what I feel is like it's a new beginning that's going to lead to blessings. You have the Four of Pentacles. Maybe you held on to something for too long, or just like a little bit too long. And now I feel like you're finally releasing it. I feel, if this is a person, I think you still have those moments where you think about them, or, where you think about the situation or whatever. If it's a situation, again, I feel this is just like something that like an idea that you've held on to for too long, especially like in work or business. Sometimes I think it's almost like we can fall in love with our ideas, even if they're bad ideas. And I feel like you're letting go of one of those ideas for some of you. You have the Hangman here. I feel the Hangman is talking about all the sacrifices that you've made, over the past many years. But it's like, I don't think we should just make sacrifices. Again, if you're making sacrifices and you're saying, this is what I've gained from it, or this is what I've learned from it, that's where we gain enlightenment from the Hangman. The Hangman can represent enlightenment, but to gain the enlightenment, we actually have to see the lesson. And so, I feel a lot of you have, and that's why the universe is bringing you something that you've requested, as that divine intervention card says. With the Hangman, you have the Queen of Wands. This is like divine counterparts here. So if you have a fire sign coming in, it could also just be a fiery person. I would say this is like a divine counterpart coming in for you, or like true love basically coming in for you. I would also encourage you to move towards your enlightenment. Queen of Wands, she normally has a sunflower. Sunflowers in the tarot, they point towards the sun. So, the sun is happiness and joy, but you might want to make some changes in your life, or there are some things that would make your life more happy. And I feel like this is saying, how can you start doing more of the things that would make your life happy? Again, I think sometimes people think, oh, I'll be happy when, I have X, Y, Z. But it's like you could just start having experiences around whatever it is that you want to make you happy, right? You could start learning about the things that make you happy, or that you think could make you happy. So I would start like doing that, moving in those directions. Look at this. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. Definitely could be a fire sign. Look at all this right here. If it's not a fire sign, I would say it's a very bold, confident, assertive person. Could be entrepreneurial person as well, or just like a boss. They could literally be the boss of, the place that they work for. They could be like a manager or something like that, especially, King of Wands twice, Emperor, definitely. But yeah, this is definitely a very confident person. I feel like they kind of ooze confidence just in general. With the Page of Wands, you have the Lovers. Yes, I mean, the whole entire reading. So there you go. Definitely love coming in for you if you want it. If you don't want it, I still feel like there's love coming in for you. Again, of course, you don't have to take it. People always love to leave me comments about how they don't want love. I'm like, okay, great, be alone. I don't care. But it's not going to stop a person from approaching you and finding you attractive. You can say no, but, again, it could still happen. So there you go. But with the Lovers, and the other thing that I would say is that this could just be a new opportunity. So for those of you that genuinely don't want love, this could be like a new path that you could be picking, because the Lovers, it was traditionally a card of the crossroads, having two choices to make. And you could just be picking a new path, which, Page of Wands would be something new. Knight of Cups, it's kind of a new beginning, because the Knight of Cups, he's normally like looking into that cup. He's dreaming of something new that he wants to create in his life. And obviously he has to put the work in to make it happen, but it could be a new path that you're creating. Next, you have this Expectations card and this Mature Man card. I feel like you could be attracting someone who is more mature. And again, gender doesn't matter, whatever gender you're attracted to. I actually feel like this person is going to exceed your expectations. I feel like that's what the Expectations card is popping into my head. I feel like this is someone who's different than your usual type. I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently as well, Capricorn, if you're looking for love, that this person, it's like maybe, it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's something different, like, about this person compared to what you would normally go for. Maybe it's just that they're older, older than you or something like that. It could be anything, but it looks really good to me. You have the Hierophant as your first card, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So this could be a knight in shining armor. Hierophant would represent marriage. And so again, for some of you, clearly this could be a person you'll marry. Could also be a Taurus as well, with the Hierophant showing up here. Having the Hierophant next to the Ten of Swords, both the Hierophant and the guy on the Ten of Swords, they're both making this symbol here that represents a blessing. And so I feel there could be, after a difficult period of time, it's like you're about to receive some blessings in your life. And it doesn't have to be love. It could be whatever you're looking for. You have the Nine of Wands. Again, I think this is something that'll probably, if you're looking for love, then this is kind of a love reading. What I would say here is if this is a person coming in for you, I think this is what makes them attractive, is they have very strong boundaries. So it's like maybe there are things that you would normally get away with like with someone else. But I don't know. Sometimes I think that it's a super attractive when a person has like strong boundaries, or, when they're not willing to let you walk all over them or whatever, whatever the case may be. Take it how it resonates, right? But I feel like this person has very strong boundaries. They have a backbone is what I would say here as well. So, definitely standing out to me. For others, experimentation. I'm telling you right now, if I was a Capricorn, I basically am. I make that joke every single reading, right? It's a terrible joke, but what I would say is I would be experimenting like crazy. I'm literally starting a whole new website, whole new everything, all about experimentation. That's how important it is. We need to experiment our way forward. In experimenting, it's not like literally running nerdy scientific experiments. It could be, if you're into that sort of thing. But it could also just be like testing new things in life. Maybe you drive the same way to work every single day and you drive a different direction. Again, these are simple little experiments that are going to expand our worldview or expand, the things that we do in life. Again, we could try new technologies in business. We could try new ways of running our business, new ways of having a relationship, new types of people in relationships. Again, I'm starting a whole new channel about this. Well, it's my old channel, my Chris Rec channel, but I'm going to be talking all about this because, again, really with the astrology, it's like probably the most beneficial thing that everyone can do, but especially you, Capricorn. So experiment. The reason I say this with the Nine of Wands, by the way, is Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I always say it's like a good card for experimentation. You have the Knight of Cups, Knight in shining armor coming in for you here. So, I like to see that. Obviously, if you're looking for love, it kind of is a love reading. Knight of Cups can also be a dream. So if there's something that you're dreaming of creating or having in your life, I feel like you need to start like inviting more of it into your life through experiences, people always say to me, like, I have no money. How do I get started on this business? I'm like, first off, just start learning about it. Second off, you could like start a YouTube channel about it where you talk about it. You don't have to actually do the thing that you want to do. You could just be talking about it. It's like when we do that, then we're proving to the universe we want it, and then the universe helps us get it. So, that's what I would do here. With the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I mean, do I need to say it? Like, really? If you want love, this is a very loving connection and very solid as well. If you don't want love, again, even if you don't want love, the Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing. It seems to me like you're just entering into a really good time. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Justice card. Yeah, I mean, the whole entire reading seems to have like this karmic type bend to it, where you could be getting some karmic rewards, or you're, getting something that you've asked the universe for, like that divine intervention card says. So I feel there are some like universal blessings coming in here because of, it's like you've earned it. Here you go. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Empress. Look at this. Emperor, Empress, divine counterparts for sure. So definitely, whatever you're attracting as far as love is concerned is definitely very solid. Divine counterparts, power couple, whatever you want to call it. So definitely a good connection. And even if you don't want love, and even if you do, I love when those two come up together. So it's like if you're working on a project, a business, or whatever, those two can represent balancing out the two energies inside of you. It can say you have the masculine, you're taking action. You have the Empress, the feminine, you're creative and you're willing to come up with creative ideas and then put them into action with the Emperor. So really just good for balance. And you have the Justice card twice. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Flowers card. It says romance, sweetness, whole entire reading, or romance. You have this Witch card. It says magic, curse. Again, for some of you, you might feel like you're under a spell with a person. So, there you go, whatever you're into. For others, I feel like something could be romancing you. Again, take it how it resonates. If you don't want love, then, I feel there could be something that's almost like sucking you in. Like probably like an interest, a new direction for your life, or something that you really just want to experience. It's like there are certain times in my life where it's like if I didn't have an experience, I probably would still regret it. It's like I grew up, I wanted to be a chef when I grew up. I wanted to be a million things, but a chef was one of them. So I started cooking somewhere and I found out I hated it. So I quit and I stopped doing it. But, if I didn't have the experience, I would have regretted it. And again, I feel that for some of you where it's like there could be an experience, like maybe it's a job, maybe it's a business or something you want to create. And I feel like this is saying, don't have regrets. Just try it. See what happens, especially if you're feeling if you feel like you're being called to do something is what I'm getting here. And sorry, I'm just dropping cards today. I had way too much coffee. I'm super jittery, right? You have the Ten of Swords, the King of Swords, and the King of Cups. So Ten of Swords is kind of like in the area of the good stuff, would be almost like fortune after difficulty, or a blessing in disguise, or just blessings coming in for you after a difficult ending. And so I kind of feel that for you, where maybe you've had a difficult ending in the past and now you're receiving some blessings. You have the King of Swords. King of Swords is, I kind of feel a person, this mature person. You could be attracting someone who's very mature. They could be older than you. They don't have to be. I feel like they could just be mature. And, I feel this will be good for you. I also kind of feel this is you, though. I kind of feel like you have matured because it's almost like the way you're looking at things. Most people just blindly stumble through life and, live their life automatically, as I say. And, so many great teachers, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, all these great teachers say that, they all basically say the same thing, that we, 95% of our life is lived automatically. Our brain just automatically does things for us. And when that happens, it's like a good thing, because if you had to think about beating your heart, that would be horrible, right? Having to think about that 24/7. So thank God we don't. But, there are other things where if we don't look at the lesson that we learned in a relationship, then we just keep repeating lessons. Same thing in business. So I almost feel like you've gained wisdom. It's like you actually are, like I said earlier, taking the time to look at what you've learned, and this is what is progressing you forward. You have the King of Cups. Could be a water sign coming in for you as well. Again, you have a bunch of kings here, so that just adds up pretty much to the Emperor energy, which you do have the Emperor here. So I feel for a lot of you, you're just like attracting an emperor or an empress. Take it how it resonates. Let's see here. With the Ten of Swords, you have the King of Cups. Yes, definitely could be a water sign, could be any sign. You have them all. You have everything here, so definitely. The other thing is that this could represent a move. I read tarot, and I have a couple of cards that I call clue cards, and it's not necessarily accurate tarot, but sometimes I think that the King of Cups can represent the home, and he can just be a clue for like moving or traveling or something like that. And I feel like you could be moving. And with the King of Swords, you have the Page of Cups, and again, there you go. Love. Definitely love. People are always like, you don't do love readings. I'm like, yeah, but this is clearly a love reading. So, I just do whatever comes up readings. And there you go. With the King of Cups, here you go. You have the Two of Cups. Perfect match coming in for you. Definitely perfect match, soulmates, So I would say go for it, whatever this is. And, I think it'll be very good for you. If you don't want love, again, I feel that you could just be matching up to something that you're meant to be doing. And it's kind of like I get that feeling of finally, especially in like business, if you've been trying to get a job and you've been failing, it's like finally you're seeing what you need to see so that you can get a job. You have this marriage card here. I mean, again, the whole entire reading, we're pulling 5 main themes now. So clearly you could be meeting this person that you're going to marry. You have this fair man. It could be a fair man or a fair person. Take it how it resonates. It says dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Definitely could be a mature person. You have this, and I always clarify these people cards. It says bull. It says do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. I think I said that this person, is probably like super confident, and that's kind of like what I get here. It could be a Taurus, but could also just be a super confident person here with these 2 cards. Next, you have this ring card that says a marriage will take place either romantically or in business. You have 2 marriage cards now. You actually have like a million of them here, so clearly you have your eye on a person for a lot of you. It's obviously not going to be true for all of you. You have this new opportunities card, possibilities and paths are opening up. So, it's like your whole world is opening up. Probably, again, I know it sounds boring, but really because of the lessons you've learned. But I feel like you've learned lessons on a new level. It's like you actually see why you had to go through the lessons. Again, most people just go through a lesson and they just like wander through life and they repeat the lesson. It's like you are not doing that now, and that's why you're being rewarded here, Capricorn. You have this ladder card. It says climbing toward success. Yeah, definitely a lot of success here, especially for those of you in career as well. Again, this is a majority love reading, but, clearly. But if you want success, I feel a lot of you, especially in work or business, it's like you need to start having those experiences about what you want. Like I said, taking those small steps. But this looks really good, Capricorn. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.